Hello everyone! Today we are farming Wither Roses. And we won't do it by killing innocent Endermen, piglins or snow golems. No. We will get Wither Roses by farming Minecraft players with a super simple farm. It produces approximately 900 Wither Roses per hour for a single player, and it's scalable with more players. For example, here with 32 players, I get approximately 26.5 thousand Wither Roses per hour. So let's see first how it works, and then I'll try to explain how you can build it yourself. This farm has two main components: a wither cage to store a wither that will kill all the entities, and a spawning platform to create the entities. Both are linked with a killing chamber in which the magic happens. Let's start with the wither cage, as it's the most complex part of the farm. The main cage design is inspired by Ilmango's 1.14 wither cage, with some modifications. Basically, the wither can't move horizontally because of these walls here that are 1.5 blocks tall, and it can't go up because there is a boat on its head that is preventing it from flying upwards. So it's confined in this block here, and it can't really move anywhere. All three heads target the iron golem here on the other side, and they shoot skulls towards it. Skulls go through this 3x4 water tank with bubble columns, and their trajectories are changed to prevent them from actually hurting the golem. As you can see, we also have one block here on the front of the wither where there is no bubbles. This is very important because the main head is shooting skulls from a bit higher than the side ones. So to compensate, the side ones have one more blocks of bubble to catch up with this high difference. It makes all the skulls reaching the killing chambers at exactly the same height, just through this little gap here. As you may know, every time the main wither head shoots a skull, there is a 1 in 1,000 chance that the skull is blue. And blue skulls are much more destructive than regular ones. They can even break obsidian, so they would obliterate the killing chamber. Fortunately, they don't have the same physics, so we can use that to sort them out using the water here, and send them on a different trajectory, just above the golem head and then into this nether portal here. Once in the nether, they just continue to go down and explode on the bedrock ceiling, causing no damage whatsoever. The trajectory is calculated so the explosion occurs inside the area that is chunk loaded by the same portal when the skull goes through, so there is no piling up of skulls that could cause issues. Technically, given the downward trajectory, you could also use the bedrock at the bottom of either the overworld or the nether, but I think it's just much simpler to use the nether roof. The portal in the overworld must be 4 blocks tall, as if a zombified piglin spawns in the portal just when the blue skull comes, we don't want it to explode because it would break the obsidian in the portal and it would hurt the golem. With this portal shape, the skulls enter the portal just above the height of a piglin and everything is fine. Here on the other side we have a little turtle egg to lure them out of the portal. It's not technically necessary as long as they can't wander around, but it's better to avoid them piling up in the portal. This cage is 100% reliable without any action necessary when reloading the world, but you need to have the golem and the wither in the same chunk and make sure no other mobs spawn near the wither. This way, when the chunk is unloaded and reloaded, the wither will always target the iron golem as it's the closest entity. The only way something bad could happen is if you punch the wither. If you do it, the wither will try to attack you instead of the golem and could break some blocks before escaping the cage, making you very sad, so don't do this. The killing chamber is also actually pretty simple. It's just a 3x2 stone chamber with a hopper minecart in the floor, collecting the wither roses, and split them into hoppers below. If you're going with the single player mode, you can just put some hoppers on the floor without any minecart and they can withstand a wither skull explosion, so it's much easier like that. Okay, now let's move to the spawning platform. It's a bed. That's it. No, seriously, Minecraft players' spawning conditions are very easy to meet. Just give them a bed with no blocks around and they will always spawn on the pillow. If you want to use a vanilla client with just an auto-click for the respawn button, you can go a bit fancy with a redstone clock and an alternating shifting floor. But if you're using bots that can walk, simple bed is fine. Once they spawn, the players fall directly into the killing chamber. We have some border snow, 22 blocks above the floor, to reset fall damage and make sure they don't die when they land. Now, you may wonder why not placing the beds here directly instead of far above. Well, when a player respawns in Minecraft, it can't take any form of damage for 3 seconds, or 60 ticks. This long fall has the exact right height so the player reaches the ground in just above 60 ticks. Then, after taking fall damage, they are immune to damage again for 0.5 seconds. So 3.5 seconds after their respawn, the players can finally die whenever Wither Skull explodes in the chamber. As there is a bit of randomness in the shooting of the skulls, it takes on average another 0.5 seconds for the players to die, increasing the average player's lifetime in this farm to 4 seconds. And this is the limiting factor for this farm. You can't really go below 4 seconds of average lifetime, which is equivalent to 900 roses per hour with this type of farm. So if you want to have better rates, you need to add more players. And that's it. That's all there is to know about this farm. Now let's see a few tips if you want to build it yourself. So first, make sure the iron golem is near the edge of a chunk, so you can have both it and the wither inside the same chunk. And make sure it doesn't move by placing 4 walls around it. From this wall here, you need to count 2 blocks before building the portal, and it should be 4 blocks tall. On the nether side, the portal is 3 blocks tall and is directly placed on the roof. From the top of the portal, the killing chamber is 5 blocks away. And then, directly above here, you can place the bottom slabs and build the rest of the chamber. Make sure you use stone or another blast resistant block, otherwise it will break because of the explosions. Then you can place 2 rows of powder snow, 22 blocks above the hoppers. For the bed, the height is highly dependent on how you will control the players, so I recommend doing some trial and errors to find the lowest height that results in fall damage upon respawning. As a reference, I had 32 blocks between the snow and the beds with my bots. On the other side, you should leave 5 blocks between this wall and the first soul sand block. The water is 3 blocks high above the soul sand, and all this water should be water sources. If you want to prevent the water from leaking everywhere, just dig a hole in the floor or use some waterlogged stairs just like here. Don't worry if you have some water leaking on this side at first, it will be cleaned after summoning the wither. To summon the wither, start by placing some temporary blocks here just before the portal. Then, place a leaf block here with 4 walls around. You need to leave 3 blocks above and then place a cross of 5 slabs. Once it's done, place 3 walls on top of the slabs and a boat that you can drive against the walls. Just finish by placing a last wall here, and then you need to waterlog a few blocks. So the 4 walls at the bottom needs to be waterlogged, as well as the leaf block here. And also, don't forget to waterlog this slab, the middle slab here on the top. Once you are ready, you can summon the wither by placing the soul sand here on the middle, on top of the leaf block, and then the 3 wither skulls on top. After the explosion, you can remove the water from the slab and destroy it. Make sure you don't punch the wither while doing it. After the explosion, the wither skull trajectories are still a bit off, and we need to clean the water to fix it. To do so, place 3 rows of open fence gates here on the side with some pistons at the end. Now you can push each row 3 times to set all the fence gates into position. If you are really unlucky, you may get a blue skull while you are doing it. It's not a big deal, it will just break a bit of the stuff at the back, but the wither should not escape. Once it's done, you can remove the temporary blocks here on top of the portal and finish cleaning any leaking water you don't like near the wither. And that's it for this video, but feel free to leave a comment if you still have some questions. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe and all the usual YouTube stuff, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!